Hey everybody, this is Steve with Steve Scott SEO with another cool tool just for you. Today's cool tool is about redirection. Oftentimes when you're rebuilding a website or redesigning a website, the names of the files change. And in order to do things properly when it comes to building that website and to incorporate these changes, you have to do what's called a 301 redirect. And the redirection is a way of saying, hey, there's the old page's URL, just move somebody who's calling for it over to the new URL. And oftentimes, once you do that, you want to make sure that it's working properly. You also may want to figure out why something may not be working or having an issue. So let me go ahead and show you this cool tool. So here is a page from the searchengineacademy.com website. And what you'll notice is that since we just rolled over to a new website this week, we have a problem with one of our URLs, right? You'll notice that as I try to hit this URL, it comes back with an error message saying that, hey, it's redirected you too many times, all right? And it's giving you a redirection issue. When this happens, you really want to be able to go about and see, well, what's going on? Where is it maybe floundering? Did something happen? And so there's a really great tool that I love to use all the time. It's called the Redirect Checker. You'll find it here at redirect-checker.org. And I'm going to come in here. I'm going to put the insecure version. And I'm taking out the www, but I've got the rest of the URL in here because I want to see what happens with this URL. Now, all I have to do is put the full URL in, including any HTTP or HTTPS, as it shows you down here, and you hit the Analyze button. And it takes a few minutes as it connects to your site and tries to run through the connection to see what's going on. So you got to give it a few seconds, and what's going to happen is you're going to get a listing of the results that came up. And you'll see here that here are the results. The first one is the URL that we put in right there, okay? You can notice that it was been redirected, 301 redirected to this version. So it moved from the non-secure without the www, it moved it to the secured with the www. So we see one of those redirections has worked, right? Moved it to the secure with www, because that's how we show our URLs with the www. But then you'll notice that this, for some reason, is redirected again to what looks like the same file again, and then again to the same file. And so what's happening is it's kind of cycling through, and we're caught in what's called a loop. Okay, an infinite loop is what it's called. And what's happening is, for some reason, somewhere in our redirection information that we put out there, we are redirecting this SEO training testimonials written page to itself. So we hit the URL, right? And then the server's saying, okay, wait, you want to move to a different page, but it's moving us to the same page. Hits that URL again, says, wait, you want to move, goes to the same page. So you're basically in an endless loop. And over a certain number of times, you see here, maybe it's like 15 or 20 times of trying this, the system finally comes out and says, hold on, you got a problem found. There's been too many redirects. Try to reduce the number of these redirects, right? Or you may have to actually go ahead and just fix the URL. Down below, you'll also see some HTTP headers about what happened, where it went, what's going on. So this can also maybe give you some indication of what's happening, all right? So that's one where it's just sort of, it's just broken, right? I have another one here. This is for another one of my websites. Typically this site is just HTTPS / NewYorkSEO.com without the www. So same thing here. I'm going to just put in what I know is sort of an incorrect URL, and I'm going to hit Analyze on this page as well. It will go out, and it's going to do some checking, right? It's going to go try to hit the site, look to see if there's any kind of redirection. And look, I get a result that says, congratulations, everything seems to be fine. Notice that the HTTP insecure with the www has moved it permanently over to the HTTPS with the www. And then again, it's redirecting to the proper version, which is just a straight HTTPS without the www, and everything says it's okay. And once again, below that, I've got some additional headers that I can see what's happened, what's going on, and so on. So this is a great tool for sort of analyzing, hey, did it work right? Or if something's broken, what happens? Sometimes you can see, one URL redirects to another URL, which redirects to a third URL. And this kind of tool can help you diagnose those issues. It's much better off to not have like these daisy chain connections. It's much better off to have, going from A to B rather than from A to B to C, right? You want to go from A to C. So it's much better off to have just somebody calls for a URL and sends them to the proper URL right away, okay? But this tool, great tool, Use it all the time to help me check to make sure that either the redirection that I did is working right, or if it's not working right, try to help me diagnose what might be wrong, where something might have kind of, there's some kind of kink in the works there, and be able to fix it. So hope you like this cool tool, and see you next Tuesday. Bye now. So if you have a particular situation or challenge that you'd like my help with, please head over to stevescottseo.com and book a free 15-minute consult with me. Oh, don't forget to hit subscribe and like. See ya.